The single habit that separates people who live with energy, clarity, and peace from everyone else takes less than 2 minutes. Most people have never tried it even once. Tell me what happens in the first 60 seconds after you open your eyes in the morning. For most people, the mind goes immediately to what is wrong, what needs to be fixed, what is worrying us, what we did not finish yesterday, what we are afraid of today. The problem that has been waiting for us to wake up. The day begins in deficit. Before a single word has been spoken, before a single step has been taken, the mind is already behind, already cataloging what is missing, what is broken, what is not enough. Now, let me tell you about a different way to begin, not a complicated one. One that the wisest people across every culture, every century, and every tradition have practiced, and that modern science has now documented with remarkable precision. The practice of beginning the day with gratitude, not as a religious exercise, but as one of the most powerful and practical tools available. Gratitude is not a feeling that arrives when life is good. It is a decision, made before you know what the day will bring, to look first at what you have been given rather than what you have been denied. The most common misunderstanding about gratitude is that it is an emotion. This is backwards. Gratitude is a lens through which you choose to see any circumstances. And like any lens, it can be trained. It can become, over time, the default way your mind encounters the world. One of the oldest daily practices begins the moment a person opens their eyes, with a simple acknowledgement. Thank you for returning my soul to me. Thank you for another day. This practice was designed for all mornings, including the ones where you are grieving or facing something difficult. The wisdom behind it is precise. Before the mind runs to its problems, give it the act of recognition. Because the mind that begins in gratitude approaches its problems differently than the mind that begins in complaint. It is more creative, more resilient, more open to solutions. Gratitude is not the reward for a good life. It is one of the tools that builds one. Let the feeling follow the action. It always follows. Always. I want to tell you about a man named Nick Vujicic. Nick was born without arms and without legs. From the very first day, the world gave him every reason to feel that gratitude was impossible. As a child, he struggled deeply. He felt alone. At 17, he hit his lowest point, weighed down by everything he did not have. And then, slowly, he made a decision. He decided to look at what he had instead of what he lacked. He had a mind that worked. He had people who loved him. He had a voice. He began practicing gratitude, not for the life he wished he had, but for the life he actually had. Today, Nick Vujicic has spoken to over 1 billion people. He is married, he has children, he swims, he surfs, and everywhere he goes, he carries the same message. If I can find reasons to be grateful, you can find reasons to be grateful. The circumstances do not have to be perfect for the practice to begin. It begins wherever you are. Right now. You cannot be genuinely grateful and genuinely miserable at the same time. This is neuroscience. Right now, wherever you are, I want you to think of 3 things that are genuinely present in your life. Hold those 3 things in your mind for 30 seconds. Notice what happened, even slightly. That is your brain chemistry changing in real time. Researchers at the University of California found that people who wrote down 3 specific things each morning showed measurable changes in brain activity within 3 weeks. The regions associated with anxiety became quieter. They were happier because their brains had been trained to notice what was already there. Gratitude changes what happens inside you. And that difference is everything. There is a story about two students. One was brilliant but never truly appreciated anything. The other was less gifted but specifically grateful for every lesson. Years later, the teacher was asked which student made him most proud. He said, "The one who was grateful," because gratitude is what transforms knowledge into wisdom. Without it, you can fill a mind with facts and empty it of meaning. Gratitude is the quality of attention that makes your life worth feeling. Walk through today as someone who is genuinely looking for what is working, what is being given to you, the sunrise, the person who greeted you, the body that carried you, all of it extraordinary, all of it invisible to the ungrateful eye. I want to tell you about Ludwig van Beethoven. In his late 20s, he began to lose his hearing. For the greatest composer who ever lived, this was the cruelest possible blow. He felt that everything that gave his life meaning was being taken from him. And then something shifted. He did not recover his hearing, but he made a decision. He decided to be grateful for what remained: his mind, his imagination, his ability to feel music internally. And from that place of gratitude, he wrote some of the greatest music in human history. The Ninth Symphony was written when Beethoven was completely deaf. He never heard it performed. At its premiere, someone had to turn him around to face the audience's applause. What he gave the world came from a man who had chosen, deliberately and daily, to be grateful for what remained. That choice is available to all of us, every single morning. What you appreciate appreciates. The relationships you are grateful for deepen. The life you choose to see as a gift becomes one. Look at your life right now, the one you actually have, and find 3 things that deserve your appreciation: your health, a relationship, the roof above you. Appreciate them. Watch what happens next. For thousands of years, the wisest people began every morning with gratitude. It says, "Who is wealthy? The one who is satisfied with what they have." This is not asking you to be passive. It is asking you to be present, fully, consciously here, in the life you actually have. To stop treating your life as a waiting room for a better one. Every morning you wake up is a gift that was not guaranteed. Every person you love who is still here, not guaranteed. Every ordinary moment of your ordinary day, not guaranteed. Because life was given. Tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, name 3 things you are genuinely grateful for. Specific things, real things, and mean it. That is it. That is the whole practice. 2 minutes, 3 things, every morning. Do it for 30 days, and then tell me your life looks the same. It will not. If this episode gave you something, share it with someone who needs to remember what they have. I am Salomon. If this spoke to you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Someone who needs to be reminded that the moment is now. And if you are not subscribed yet, do it now. Every week, I come back with something that took a lifetime to learn. I will see you again soon.